All right, let's get this day started. It's not super early, but I gotta get started because I have errands to run. If I don't start now, I'll lose a whole bunch of time of the day. But my plan is to start cutting these off here and shaping them so I can put the beam on and lean it up and try to get these at the right length, because my beam is a little bit different size than what was already there. So the first focus is to clean up these and these here. This stuff I can sleeve and get into place. And yeah, we're in the rebuilding process. Let's do it. So from that to that, getting closer, I'm going to use this flapper disc and I'm going to clean it straight off of the end of this. And once it's straight off the end of that, then I'm going to start cutting out where this tube is. You can see there's a little bit of tube in there still that I cut out. I'm going to clean that out, and hopefully I can just take my beam, once I do them both, and just set it on there, and that'll give me my distance, and then, you know, I'll get that all straight, then I'll fold it up to where it meets here and there. Good times. All right, I'm getting pretty close on this one. You can see I got the extra tube, so that's this part here that's in there. I ground it all the way down to this point. It's almost there. I just gotta do a little bit more on the top, and that piece will pop out, and then I can start fitting the, well, I gotta do the same thing over there, but pretty darn close. But it's about time for me to run my first errand. I gotta go get the cable for the lift. It's gonna take me about 2 hours. St. Paul's about an hour away. I'm gonna take the old Benz, go for a nice cruise. We'll be back. All right, I'm back. It's been like 2.5 hours, maybe almost 3 hours. It's 10 o'clock now. So what did I leave it? 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 3 hours. It took me a little bit while I was there. I had to convince them to refund the cable they sent me that was too short. Apparently there's some reason they don't refund them, but I got a refund for it anyways. I am going to quickly, hopefully quickly, install this cable just so I can make sure it's the right one and that this lift will operate. And then I got the ramps to put on still. I want to knock this out really quick just to make sure this cable is right. So here we go. All right, so the first thing I have to do is feed Gotta feed this end here down around this, oh no, yeah, down around this pulley, through the other pulley that's located down inside there, you know, around that, through the tube, and it comes out of this window right here and around that pulley, which is located right there. This cable here will also be looped around that pulley there, and then back to the ram, and then that clamps on the swedged end of the cable, and then, you know, obviously I tighten that down, and then the threaded end gets put through the top of the lift there, like it is on that side. I don't know if you can see that. So hopefully this won't take very long at all. The moment of truth. That looks way too long, but I still have the pulley to put in, so let's put the pulley in. The pulley off the ground. You fit under there? No. I really don't know what you can see, but it's gonna be good. Okay. It has to be to the top of the pulley. This cable goes to the bottom of the pulley. Does that all look right? I don't like that. What is going on here? This is going around all that business. Wait, that's not good. But I feel like I'm gonna leave it here. I'm just gonna pull this cable out, pull it through, and put it back through the stop block there, because I already got this portion in. That's in. This might be hard. some slack here. There we go. Come on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh my Lanta. All right, now that I have it that way, I just want, whoa, hey, hey, ho, hey, ho. I want it to be like that. Right, does that clear everything? Oh, geez, now everything's falling apart. Oh my Lanta. Okay, let's put all this back in there so it's not just falling apart on me. It's hard to see if it's routed right when it's loose like this. All right. I think it's right though. That looks right to me. Once this tightens up, that'll be good. That's all good. Yeah, I think we're on the right path here. Is this one? Yeah, I think everything's good here, I think. So I'm gonna tighten this down. It's not quite far enough, but it'll do for now. Tighten that one. I'm gonna tighten that down there to get the slack. Well, I kind of want to match the rest of them, but it's kind of hard to tell with everything loose like this. So, oh hey. I'm gonna plug it all in and then come back and do some final adjustments. Okay, I've put the cable on up there, I've plugged everything in. Now I just want to take the slack out of these cables real quick. So this one's starting to pick up over here, which tells me, because that one's got slack in it still, that I need to do some adjustments. But let's see how it looks into here. Yeah, that all looks bitchin'. Oh, that looks perfect. Look at that. Yep, that all looks good. So what I kind of want to do is I want to pick it up. That one, I think that one needs to be adjusted. It's just tight right now. So when I did this originally, what I did was I ran it up, I ran it back down, and I put it on the ground, and I went to wash it. It was all dirty, and so I went to pressure wash it. When I lifted it back up, that cable got caught in this pulley right here. It came off right here. So I was assuming that one was, when it was on the ground, was slacked out. So I kind of feel like dropping this all to the ground and making sure that each cable has a little bit of tension on it when it's all the way down the bottom. So I'm gonna do that now and see if that fixes it. All right. Okay, so they all seem to have tension on them still. This one seems a little bit looser than the rest, but this definitely isn't loose by any means, you know. This one, I mean, that feels like it's got a little bit more tension than those feel like they have more tension than that back corner one. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna go to the first notch where the first latch activates, and then that shouldn't make a difference in the level, because that's adjusted by something else. Interesting. Well, none of them seem loose to me, so I think it should be fine. Maybe I lift it up and adjust it so they're all lifting at the same time. Maybe I set it on that one, the first one, and drop it, and then lift it up slowly and make sure they all are lifting at the same time. We'll go from there. I already leveled it, so these These notches and all the way around the track, or on every post, is already level. So I already leveled all that stuff, so that when the lift is up, it's level and it's locked in. Now it's more about making sure the cables are all lifting at the same time with the ram. It looks like they are, doesn't it? I don't hear anything weird going on. This was about the time when I was doing it last time that I heard it going. And this cable was messed up, but it looks fine to me. Maybe the cable had a bend in it from it being stored for so long and it just hooked around that pulley. I don't know. But I think this is right. I'm gonna go through and measure it, make sure they're all the same height. And if I have to, I'm gonna adjust the cable. But I think this has been a success. Now I can move back onto the Bug. Cool. Okay, so now all these are the same height, all 4 corners. So yeah, those two had to go up about 1/4 of an inch. So now they're all measuring the same height. And as you can see, they're not locked into the ladder. So this ladder adjusts its locked in position. So this adjustment will make sure that the cables are operating all at the same height or same time, whatever. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah. So then hopefully when I bottom it out, that cable won't be loose. See, there's the first locking position. Oh, wait, I gotta go like this and like that. That one took a long time to lock in. That's weird. Maybe, and those are slacked now quite a bit. I'm wondering. Yeah, those are they're in a lock. So look how slack that is. See, that could allow this cable to come off the wheel. You know, if it's loose down there, it could come off that pulley, right? Maybe not. But that's my concern. So what am I gonna do? See how slacked those are? I don't think that's right. Let me check the height here while it's in the lock and make sure that those are all straight. I did it before, so I want to make sure that they're all still lined up. This might be too much work that I don't really need to do, but I'm gonna try it. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this now. The only thing I think I might do, I feel like, should I lube these? I really don't think I should, but I don't know. It's weird, like these cables are kind of rusted, so I feel like maybe I should spray something on, like WD-40. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But the only thing I kind of don't like is that this is touching that cable, which I can't imagine that's how it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna try to just turn this up a little bit to hopefully relieve that there. Yeah, and see if that helps. Now, they told me when I was at Bendpak that the only thing they don't have for this particular lift anymore is this ram. So hopefully that doesn't fail on me. But I also need to tighten this a little bit so I can get the C-clip in there, because as you can see, the little notch is not quite available yet. So this needs to go in a little bit further to make that possible. That's it. I think it's done. It clicks together pretty damn good now. I mean, they're almost, I mean, you hear that when they click, it's like they're almost in what do you call it? Unison. Hear that? That's pretty damn good. And it comes down and they all stop at pretty much the same time. That one's a little bit behind, but I think it's in pretty good shape. I'm feeling good about it. Next is to put a car on it, which the Mercedes needs an oil change, so I'm hoping to do that this weekend on this here lift with that there drain pan. It's gonna be great. So there it is. Turned that fitting up, and now that is off the cable. Plenty of room. Perfect. I think it's good to go. Let me know what you guys think. If you see any issues with what I've done here. Obviously, I still need to put the ramps on, and I got little standouts so they don't flop down here. I feel like with them flopping down, there's just gonna be something I'm gonna hit my head on all the time, so I'm stoked. Got a 4-post lift in the front yard. I think Haley loves it. Perfect addition to a yard, right? Adding curb value. So that's, oh, I gotta gather my ladder and some other stuff, but I'm gonna clean that stuff up, and then I have about an hour to work on this. I kind of want to go, and I've got to run and get some tubing to start repairing these pieces. So I'm gonna go buy some tubing today because tomorrow's Saturday, and I don't want to deal with it tomorrow because they're only open until 12. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I want to take that taken care of today, and while I'm on that errand, I'm gonna grab some lunch and return that piece of metal, which didn't work out, which is what I was going to show you guys up there, but that's not going to happen today. So anyways, I got about an hour. I want to make that one look like that one in that hour, maybe finish this one up, make that one look like that, and then, you know, this evening or this afternoon when I come back, I can try putting the beam up there and seeing how it fits up against these tubes. That's what we're gonna do next. So this time I didn't cut all these nice, and because last time I kind of went around this way first and then cut this out. I figured that if I left that on there, even though I had a little bit more to grind, it would give me an indication of how close I was getting to cutting through. And as you can see, I've been grinding at this thing for about 15 minutes, and it's getting pretty thin. I'm getting pretty close, but just wanted to kind of add that little info. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can see how thin that tube is now that I'm grinding out. And that's how it started. Was that? No, this one's thicker. I don't have one that shows how thick that was, but it was considerably thicker. Well, it was about this thick right there. So I'm basically grinding through the side of the tube to get rid of all the tubing and the welding that the previous beam had on there. So that I could replace the beam. I could put the beam into this spot right here. Boop. And it'll be the same distance out from the car without cutting this off. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna continue. I've got about 30 minutes until I want to leave to go to run my next batch of errands. All right, that's pretty close. I mean, it's not as nice as the other side, but I have a sander that I can go around the tube with. That'll clean up that tube. But that's good enough for me to start like figuring out if the beam is going to fit there. And that was about another 15 minutes of grinding. It seems like a lot more, but it's not. I'm going to clean up and get ready to go eat some lunch and what's it called? And go do my other errands. Punch in a little bit. James came over to help me figure out how to get this beam to work right on this. Here, we'll hold it up and show you what we're talking about. Oh, I gotta take that with me, don't I? Now my hands are gonna get dirty. So, what we came up with is, okay, anyways, we had a little technical issue. So, the beam is, if you put it on the, where I notched it out where it was before, put it back down. Yeah, then it is a little bit too short. So we decided I'm gonna cut the top a little bit. Just gonna push it back and that'll bring it up to the level of the rest of the pipe. It's gonna be grand. Oh yeah. So James came over to help me decide on that. What are friends for?
Oh, moving heavy beams.
Heavy beans. All right. He's also drooling over my lift because he wants it now.
It is nice. You're gonna love that thing. The lift is essential.
So we discovered that I got the wrong.
No, you got it right too.
I mean, I bought the right stuff, but they gave me the wrong
095 wall.
Wall thickness. So I got to run back there and exchange that. I guess I'm not working on the Baja anymore today. It's going to be video editing for us.
Sweep up and clean now. Make a sweep.
James says he's going to sweep up and clean for me while I'm gone.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right. I got to run another errand. I'll be back. Well, that's it. I'm done for the day. I didn't get anything else done on the Bug. I got the lift kind of sorted out and got that tube replaced or returned. And yeah. I'm gonna hit it hard again tomorrow. So hopefully I can get this beam at least tacked on tomorrow and started. I just have to cut these tubes and prep that tube there. And then yeah, let's see how far I get tomorrow. Cheers.